Hello, AVGT community. In today's news clip, we have WestJet continues to feel the fallout 1 week after mechanics strike. Per the Canadian press, WestJet continues to feel the effects of a 2-day plane mechanics strike that nearly shut down the airline network for 29 hours over the Canada Day long weekend and cost it millions of dollars. The work stoppage that began on June 28th forced the airline to cancel more than 1,050 flights during one of the busiest travel windows of the year. Fallout from the unexpected job action continued well into last week as WestJet called off 244 trips Tuesday through Saturday, as well as at least 32 more on Sunday. According to tracking service FlightAware, figures from the airline suggest at least 170,000 passengers have been affected. The task of fully resuming flights by a nearly grounded fleet of 180 planes across more than 175 destinations is complex, costly, and time-consuming. In an email, WestJet said it was on track to revamp operations promptly. "We sincerely apologize to all guests affected by the strike," said spokeswoman Madison Kruger. "Our team across WestJet are working diligently to support all impacted guests as quickly as possible." Nonetheless, travelers have registered their frustrations in a torrent of messages and social media posts, saying the carrier's customer service remained almost unreachable for days. April Miller of Arizona said she was on hold for 30 hours without getting through. Another, Harry Eskander, said Friday he hasn't received a single email from the airline since his family's June 30th flight to Toronto from Cancun, Mexico, was canceled 16 hours before departure. WestJet completely ignored us, ruined our vacation, and we were faced with too much stress emotionally and financially, he said. The family eventually found seats on Delta Airlines flight at a cost of $2,500, he said. Many also cited rebooking problems. If an airline can't make new reservations within 48 hours, Canadian passengers' right charter requires it to book travelers on the next available flight from any carrier, including competitors, if they turn down the refund, a choice customers say WestJet failed to offer. Samuel Spencer's flight was canceled partway through his trip home to Calgary last week, stranding him in San Francisco on a layover. Despite there being available seats on alternative WestJet's flights within 48 hours, and even though for the same premium cabin seat for which I was ticketed on my now canceled flight from SFO. WestJet auto email just said they had no rebooking options for me and encouraged me to take a refund, he said. No one was on hand at WestJet ticket counters and service agents could not be reached by phone, he said. It's been quite a meltdown. Eventually rebooked on a Delta flight more than 2 days later, Spencer said he now has roughly $2,700 in extra hotels, meal, and transportation costs. He called on the federal government and Canadian Transportation Agency to hold the carrier to be accountable. WestJet has said it offered guests a refund if they weren't able to rebook within 2 days of the scheduled departure time. The move was purely people-related, given the recent strain on staff, said WestJet spokeswoman Morgan Bell. At 5:30 p.m. MDT on June 28th, some 680 mechanics walked off the job, despite a directive from binding arbitration by Labor Minister Seamus O'Regan. The country's labor board ruled that the Aircraft Mechanic Fraternal Association was within its rights to strike, catching WestJet and Ottawa off guard and forcing the Calgary-based company back to the bargaining table with the union. The two sides reached a deal on the night of June 30th, but not before tens of thousands of Canadians found their travel plans for the long weekend upended. Do you think the Canadian government should hold WestJet accountable? Let us know in the comments below. If you could do us a favor by hitting that like button. If you think we earned your subscription, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when next videos come out, as well as when we go live. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy spotting.